crowd on hand here today. I'm Michael St. John in for the vacationing Dave Brown. And boy, what a lineup of action we've got coming to you. The USWA World Tag Team Champions are here. Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller. Also, the Unified World Heavyweight Champion will be out a little bit later on. I'm talking about Jerry the King Lawler, Flamboyant Eric Embry, and Dr. Tom Pritchard. And yes, Driver Tony are around. We've got a lot of action. We've got a lot to talk about. We got a whole lot on tap for us today right here on Championship Wrestling. Glad you're with us. You stick right where you are. We'll get right to it, right after these men. The situation here in the USWA, you know there's been bad feelings and a great deal of animosity between promoter Eddie Marlin and Flamboyant Eric Embry. In fact, this goes back a long, long way, back to the days when a group of Tennessee wrestlers went down in Texas in the old CCW and went down there, and there were battles that ensued, and there were bad feelings back then between Flamboyant Eric Embry and promoter Eddie Marlin. Well, now, here, the USWA escalation, it's pure and simple that the bad feelings have escalated into animosity, and the animosity is just blown out of proportion. It's just pure hate between Eddie Marlin and Flamboyant Eric Embry. We have some highlights. We're going to recap the situation for you, bring you up to date as to what's going on. Take a look at this.
Eddie Marlin says, wait a minute. And nails Embry with a big haymaker. And he's putting Embry out of the ring, out onto the concrete floor. Eddie Marlin in here, helping Paul Neighbors out. Goes in after him with a right fist. Embry DDTs Paul Neighbors. 1, 2, 3. That's gonna be it. If it's not already enough, he takes a chair that Marlin was sitting in, nails him with it.
I ain't come to fight, I've come to talk to you about...
Oh, wait, Eric, come on! Hey, let's get some help for Eddie out here.
Eddie, look at him.
Ah, come on. Come on, Embry. With the battle cry of Texas. Continue. He just jabbed him right in the throat with the tip of that flagpole. We should get somebody down here. Embry picking Eddie Marlin up. Kyle drives him on the floor.
And there's one other thing that I want you to hear, and listen well here, Embry. Like I say, I've had it up to my neck with Eric Embry. The minute the doctor says I'm all right. But I'm going to tell you one thing, Eric Embry. It's not over, big man, between you and me. I'll see you somewhere, and you will pay. That's a promise.
Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum, promoter Eddie Marlin, you got your chance.
Well, you know, standing here watching that video, it brings back a lot of memories that I wished I didn't have. You made a statement that it had gone beyond animosity, it had gone to hatred. And now I know it's bad to stand here and say you hate somebody. You shouldn't say that, but I can't help it. Now, Eric Embry, I know you're in the back, and I hope you're listening. I know, I'm smart enough to know that I'm well past my prime. I couldn't get in the ring, just you and I, and stand toe-to-toe with you and fight you. But I want to promise you one thing, that I am going to get in the ring with you, and I'm going to stand toe-to-toe with you until the last breath is in my body. And during that time, if I have a chance to just bust you in your mouth one time, then whatever you do to me will be well worth it. Because I know in my corner, in this match, I got two of the greatest wrestlers in the world to back me up.
Absolutely, and that six-man tag match Monday night, Jeff Jarrett will be there.
Well, you know, Michael, I've seen Eddie in home situations. I've seen him in business situations. I've seen him in just about every kind of encounter there is, and especially one, and that's a fight situation. And yeah, everybody says, yeah, he is an old man and he's past his prime. Well, one thing, he is a man, Eric Embry. And Eric, I want you to listen up real good. Pull your chair up there in the back and get your nose right on that screen, because I got something to tell you. Now, Eric Embry, me and Robert, when we teamed up, we said we were going to beat the Texas Hangman, and we did. And we became the USWA Tag Champs. We said we were going to beat every team that they put us against, and we did. We've made an awful lot of promises, and me and Robert have backed down from no one, and we've remained the USWA World Tag Team Champions, not represented just by the USWA, but the entire world. Now, Eric, I'm going to make a promise to you, and I mean this with all my heart. If I don't beat you, I'm going to come back out here next week, and I'm going to say, yeah, I don't need to be representing me and Robert as the tag champs. I don't need to be representing the USWA, and I might say that you're a better man than me. Well, Eric, you better get ready for one heck of a fight, because myself and Robert and Eddie, we're coming. And Eric, no, I'm not going to pin Tony Falk, and I'm not going to pin Tom Pritchard. I'm putting your shoulders onto the mat, 1, 2, 3, and that is a promise.
I can tell you something, Jeff. It'll be over my dead body that you come out here and stand and say that you're going to quit anything, because the one thing you're not, and that's a quitter. You know, and as far as Eddie Marlin goes back here, you know, I got a grandfather, too. And he's the toughest son of a gun you ever saw. And I'll tell you, he'd take me down today and read the newspaper on me. He was like Eddie Marlin. He was the one who walked 5 miles down to the school. You got more fire in your little finger, Eddie Marlin, than that goofball Eric Embry's got in that great big belly of his. Let me tell you something. We come a long ways together. You to come out here and say you're going to bow down to him 1 second, I'm going to guarantee you this. You bring that dizzy, good-for-nothing Tom Pritchard out there with you, all flapping his hair and eyes going 19 different directions, and that goofball driver of yours that ought to be driving right back to Texas right now instead of trying to six-man tag with the likes of Eddie Marlin and the world's tag team champions. I'm going to tell you something, Emery. He said you're going to get beat. You're going to get worse than beat. You're going to get that big fat belly of yours torn clean up. And you're going to be proud to sack old Dizzy up and get that driver of yours and get him all fired up to take your big fat rear end and Dizzy with you back to Texas. It'll be over the Tennessee Stud's dead body when we bow down to anything. Let's go beat these boys.
Let's take a break. More championship wrestling after Eddie Marlin, Jeff Jarrett, and Robert Fuller about the match Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum, a return six-man tag battle.
Hey, this has got to be the happiest day in my whole life. The happiest day. Did you hear what Jeff Jarrett said? Hey, you snotty-nosed punk. Did you hear what he said? He said, I'm not going to pin Tom Pritchard's shoulders. I'm not going to pin Tony Falk's shoulders. I'm going to pin Eric Embry's shoulders. Or next week, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to tell everybody, Eric Embry's a better man than me, and he's going to quit the wrestling business because he don't deserve to be in it. Well, Jeff Jarrett, it's real that blame simple, punk. You sit down right now and you write you up a little speech, because next week you're going to have to give it. If you're any kind of a man at all, we're going to prove it next week, Michael, because Jeff Jarrett's got to come out here, and he's got to look me in the eye and say, Mr. Embry, you're a better man than me. Because it's plain and simple, Jeff Jarrett. You are 100 more like you, man. Can't put my shoulders to the mat. Eddie Gilbert, Jerry Lawler, Dudley, Fuller, Marlin. I could go on for 3 days, man. Couldn't put my shoulders to the mat. So what makes a snotty-nosed punk think he can? Now, Monday night, big six-man tag's where it's all going to happen, right, Jarrett? That's where you're going to pin my shoulders. Oh, boy. I'm going to slap him so hard I'm going to wake him up, Michael. Now, Eddie Marlin, I thought you were senile. But, you know, Eddie Marlin, you just lost your mind, man. You just gone completely crazy. Because, Eddie Marlin, the last time we met, I sent you to the doctor. you had to wear the neck brace. Well, evidently it wasn't good enough, man. So this time, I'm gonna beat your brains out, Marlon. They're gonna call the ambulance, but they're gonna send it back because they're gonna have to bring a hearse to carry you out at a Mid-South Coliseum in Monday night. Eddie Marlin, me and Pritchard, Tony Dojo, and the whole Texas bunch. And then all of you we're gonna take. You understand, Marlon? Look at the eyes, man. You don't think I'm serious? You don't think I'm serious, Marlon? Well, it's real simple. The hearse is gonna come and get you, Eddie Marlin, and they're gonna put you 6 foot under. And Jeff Jarrett, just like I said, you and 1,000 more like you couldn't put my shoulders to the mat. Now, Robert Fuller, after they cart Eddie Marlin out, I'm gonna take great pleasure in watching Tom Pritchard and Tony Falk beat you like the Tennessee H-sucking dog that you are, man. You're just like every one of these illiterate idiots sitting over here. So Monday night is where it all comes down. Eddie Marlin's finished forever. And you know what I'm going to do? Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? Eddie Marlin, when they cart you off, there ain't going to be no matchmaker for the USWA, right? Well, wrong. Because you're looking right here at the new matchmaker for the USWA. It's time we had some strings pulled in our favor. So just that, beat me if you can. Get us somebody out here to beat up.
We'll bring him out here. We'll bring him. Let's get up into the ring. Let's go. I'm in the ring, bud. Getting ready for action here on Championship Wrestling. We got flamboyant Eric Embry and Dr. Tom Pritchard. Wait a minute. Here's the Dog of Wars come out here.
I come out here last week looking for Flea, and I was trying to be real nice about the deal. And I want to apologize for being all huffy and all that. But I'm getting sick and tired of the people in Tennessee lying to me about where she is.
Now, Dog, let me make something straight. You know, last week you came out here, you were looking for Jimmy Valiant.
Right.
You said he was with Flea, and Jimmy Valiant was here about a month ago. And I was here on television. Dave Brown, who's on vacation this week, but he's not here. Could he tell you the same thing? Jimmy Valiant was here on TV, but there was no woman with him. I've asked a couple of the wrestlers that I've known for a long time, and they tell me the same thing.
It seems to me that every time that he's booked somewhere, Eddie Marlin seems to book me somewhere else, or I'm not in the same place that he is.
Well, Dog,
I know that Flea's with him.
Well, Dog, Jimmy Valiant is not in this area right now. I'd tell you, I've got no reason to lie to you.
Everybody lies to you.
I have no reason to lie to you. I mean, he's just not here.
How many times am I going to have to tell you before it sinks? Use this little brain up here, okay? Everybody here, him, all these people, and everybody else are lying to you, okay?
Yeah.
They're lying to you, dog. Jimmy Valiant was here. I saw him with my own 2 eyes. He had a girl with him about this tall.
That's her.
That's her.
That's her.
And he called her Flea.
That's her. Now, you tell me she wasn't here.
She wasn't here.
Hey, listen. Now, think, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you. Do you know why all these people are lying to you? You know why they're all lying to you?
I really have no idea.
Well, listen, dog. If you saw Jimmy Valiant standing right there, and he had Flea with him, what would you do? What would you do, dog?
I'd take his chain and I'd shove it down his throat.
See, down his throat. That's exactly why. Him, Jarrett, Fuller, Eddie Marlin, and everybody.
What's the matter with these people?
That's why. Because they know you'll kill Jimmy Valiant. I ain't got no love for him, and I ain't got nothing to lose. I got no reason to lie to you, dog. No reason to lie to you.
You're the only
at
one
all.
that stands truth with me.
Jimmy Valiant's got Flea with him, and me and Tommy seen him slap her, too. And you know it's true, Michael St. John.
She needs to eat. He's been starving.
Oh, now, come on, Eric.
Hey, he's got her with him.
And you better quit lying to me.
You know you're lying, and you better quit lying.
I've got no reason.
Phil Marlin quit lying to me, and all these people quit lying to me.
You know he's got Flea with him.
I have no reason to lie to this man. I did not see Jimmy Valiant with any woman when he was here, Dog. I'd tell you if I did. Whew. Let's get to action in the ring.
You know she's with him.
Let's get to action in the ring. Flamboyant Eric Embry and Dr. Tom Pritchard. Opening up, Freezer Thompson in the ring against Dr. Tom Pritchard. And in the corner, Flamboyant Eric Embry. And Tom Pritchard is driver Tony Falk, who claims that Eric Embry is the most misunderstood man in wrestling. I don't know about it. Eric Embry trying to stir some more trouble up. Freezer Thompson right now in the ring, showing good measure on Dr. Tom Pritchard. Tag is made. Embry going to come in right now. Dave Dowdy and Freezer Thompson up against Flamboyant Eric Embry and Dr. Tom Pritchard. Nice block by Freezer in the right hand. And Embry goes down. Well, perhaps Eric Embry too busy trying to stir up the dog of war and trying to throw those challenges in the direction of Eddie Marlin to take care of business in this match. Freezer Thompson with an arm drag almost threw Embry right out of the ring. Freezer Thompson with the fans solidly behind him. There's no love lost, obviously, for Embry. Embry and Tom Pritchard are conversing, Certainly don't want to take a man like Thompson lightly, but I'll tell you, Freezer Thompson over the past few weeks, I would say even a month, has come on strong in the USWA, showing improvement, marked improvement, each and every week we've had the opportunity to see him. Side headlock, Thompson on Pritchard. Pritchard caught, Thompson back into the ropes, and Thompson holding on as Pritchard tried to free himself, but to no avail. Embry not very pleased about what's going on. Thompson holding on. Big man, the freeze, holding on to Pritchard. Pritchard not having much success against Thompson, and now Thompson put in the corner and comes out. Look at that, backs away and escapes the grasp of Embry and Pritchard. Looked like they wanted to double team him. That was what was on their mind, but Thompson alertly escaping the corner. And Pritchard outfoxed. Now he's saying, you try, and tag made, and Embry coming back into the ring. Flamboyant Eric Embry puts a boot into the midsection. That slows Thompson down a little bit. Embry going for a body slam. Reverse. Thompson put Embry into the mat. Thompson doing very, very well. Embry throwing them straps down. But Freezer Thompson, with things going his way in this match, holding his own very well against a couple of tough customers in Eric Embry and Dr. Tom Pritchard. Thompson backed up again. Oh! The reaction of the fans giving you full throttle as to what happened. Eric Embry just punched Pritchard. Embry and Thompson in the ring again. Center of the ring, tag is made. We'll see Dave Dowdy for the first time in this match. Dowdy comes in, takes over on Embry. Dowdy, the smaller man on the team, and Embry catches him with a right hand, and Eric Embry caught Dowdy by surprise with that right hand out of right field. Tag is made. Here comes Pritchard, and there's the classic Embry-Pritchard double team. Dowdy going down. Scoop slam. Pritchard puts Dowdy down off the rope. Goes to drop that knee, and David Dowdy is in worse for wear right now. Dr. Tom Pritchard working him over. Here's the boot of Embry being used to their advantage. Pritchard now pegs Embry. Both men in the ring. Going to send Dowdy across the way. Coming off double elbow, and Dave goes down. Embry with the cover. This could be it. 1, 2, no! Freezer Thompson in to break it up. I don't know what has gotten into Freezer Thompson. Maybe an extra order of Wheaties, but he's certainly coming of age here in the USWA. Kicks Embry off of Dowdy again. Tag is made. Here comes Pritchard. Pritchard suplex. Pritchard delivers that quite well. Goes for the cover. Count of 1. All he got. Freezer Thompson in again to break it up. Driver Tony Falk on the floor, expressing his discontent with Thompson. Here's Thompson again as Dr. Tom goes for the cover on Dowdy. And the freeze in again to make the save. Tag is made. Here comes Embry back in there. I'll tell you, Embry and Tom Pritchard having their hands full, mainly with Freezer Thompson in this one. Snap suplex. Thompson again into save. And Freezer Thompson now. Embry giving a signal to Pritchard. Pritchard going around the ring. You can hear Freezer Thompson. They got a little discussion going on outside the ring. Referee over to warn him. In the meantime, Embry has Dowdy wrapped up. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be it. Referee calling for the bell. And Eric Embry and Dr. Tom Pritchard get a victory, but boy, did they have to fight for it.
Hey, Freeze! Come here. I want to talk to you. You come here, Mike.
Eric Embry. What is this now?
I don't want to fight. I want to talk to you. I got a lot of respect for you, big guy. Now, a couple of my guys have been out telling you I've been sending you messages. Now, evidently, you didn't believe that they were coming from the man. So I'm here to tell you myself, face to face, Freezer. You got a lot of potential, guy. You ain't bad at all. You're almost good. Now, you come with me. I'll get you a big old Stinson cowboy hat. I'll make you a real cowboy, Freezer. All you got to do, big guy, is come with the boys from Texas. That's all you got to do. Come with the boys from Texas, Freezer.
You know, Eric Embry, I know you're a champion, brother.
That's right. I can make you one.
But all I can say, I'm not going to do it. I know how you treat, but I'm not going to do it.
Are you not? Well, let me tell you something, tough guy. I'm not going to do it. Well, what you do is you go home and you write this down. That Freezer just made the biggest mistake of his life. And I'll see you later.
Let's take a break. More action coming up on Championship Wrestling. All right, Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum. The action hot and heavy. The fall fireworks are going to explode. A big triple main event card has been signed. Let's take a look at all the action. Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum. To open things up, Dog of War will be in action. He's out looking for Handsome Jimmy. To be honest with you, I haven't seen or heard of Handsome Jimmy in a couple of months or so. But anyway, Dog of War will get his test Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum as he takes on the Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony, to open up the action. Then you'll see new kid Brian Christopher in action against Doug Masters. Doug, a newcomer to the USWA, a tough guy out of Portland, Oregon. Made a very successful debut here last week on Championship Wrestling. New kid Brian Christopher against Doug Masters, rather. Then the Birdman, Coco Beware, returns to the Mid-South Coliseum Monday night. I'm sure he'll have Frankie with him. Coco will be taking on the rookie. Can't say I know a lot about this fella, but anyway, knowing Coco Beware, he can handle himself, and I'm sure will be up to the measure come Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum. Coco Beware against the rookie. Then the first of 3 big main events, and this is a very interesting match. It will be the hair against the mask. Superstar Bill Dundee and Dirty Dutch Mantell putting their hair on the line against the mask of the so-called Texas Outlaws. There's been a lot of discussion throughout the ranks of the USWA that indeed the Texas Outlaws or the Barroom Brawlers will come Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum, have the opportunity to maybe find out once and for all who's behind the mask of the Texas Outlaws. They will put their mask on the line against the hair of superstar Bill Dundee and Dirty Dutch Mantell. Something will fall come Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Then we talked about this one a little bit earlier. You cannot stoke the fire anymore. The feud between these men is at a fever pitch. Jeff Jarrett, Robert Fuller, and promoter Eddie Marlin will be in the ring in 6-man tag team action Monday night against flamboyant Eric Embry, Dr. Tom Pritchard, and Tony Falk. And you heard the statement that Jeff Jarrett made out here a little earlier, and of course flamboyant Eric Embry jumped all over it in his interview. But there'll be a war come Monday night between these 6 men in the ring at the Mid-South Coliseum. Jarrett, Fuller, and Marlin against flamboyant Eric Embry, Dr. Tom Pritchard, and Tony Falk. And then on top of all of that, Monday night, the main event, Jerry the King Lawler against Billy Joe Travis. And as you well know, Billy Joe Travis came out on television last week and destroyed the autographed guitar that the King had collected in a benefit softball game that he was involved with a bunch of country stars, and a thing of beauty it was. Tore up a program that Lawler wanted to give to the fans at the Coliseum. Well, long story short, these two are going to battle. It's going to come to a head Monday night in the Mid-South Coliseum. Big return match, Jerry the King Lawler against Billy Joe Travis. All this action coming up Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. You be sure to make your plans to be there. Let's take a break. We'll have more right after. USWA between Jerry the King Lawler and Billy Joe Travis have elicited tremendous response from our fans, and I know many people have not had the opportunity to see this because of the Thomas Senate confirmation hearings and other things. So we want to show you what led up to all this, the big battle between Jerry the King Lawler and Billy Joe Travis. We put together a little package. Let's take a look.
And I brought along just a little bit of video to show you kind of palling around with all the stars there. It was really exciting. And then a little bit of them singing. And so just watch this real quick, and I'll tell you who everybody is.
All right.
Okay, that's like a team photo there. Look, there's George Jones, see him down there. And, well, I'll introduce him as we go along here. But there I am. Hey, get the old thumbs up there. Take a little introduction here.
Wrestling champion Jerry the King.
Nice hand for the King.
A little nice hand there. You know, I brought along the belt there. Maybe put the belt stake in the game. It's a good thing I didn't, though, because my team didn't exactly win, as you're going to see here in a minute. But anyway, Garth Brooks.
Superstar, yeah.
He's bragging. They beat the King. His team did win. I don't too many girls. Look, there's George. George Jones. Old Possum there. All right. Now, here coming up here is one of my all-time heroes. The guy used to play for the Cleveland Indians up there. I used to go see the guy. Gaylord Perry. There he is. Hero there, okay. And just, they're all those, see, there's the guy from, what's his name, National Network? Charlie Chase.
Charlie Chase, huh?
Charlie Chase was there. Reba McEntire, a little bit, you'll see, she sang the national anthem, did real good. That's Paulette Carlson from Highway 101. Look, Phil Necro, greatest knuckleball pitcher of all time. Let's see, who else we got here? One guy. Look, this guy thought I was going to body slam him. That's Clint Black. And he said a lot of these guys were real good ball players. We had the game, Reba singing the national anthem. I just want to show you this. I took this around and got this signed, and this is just take a look at some.
That's terrific.
It really is neat. And it says, look at this. Jerry, God bless you. Garth Brooks. Here, look, to the King. No Show, George Jones. Travis Tritt, Tricia Yearwood, Mark Chestnut, Conway Twitty. And Conway Twitty did a great thing for me, too, there. He made a phone call to a friend of mine down here in Memphis, Faye Peel, and who is a little bit under the weather, and I took my phone, he called her. Anyway, all of these people, Reba McEntire, Clint Black, they all signed this, and it's really, this is going to be like a real treasure to me, and I'm going to keep this at my house. But I didn't forget, while I was there, I didn't forget the wrestling fans either, because what this whole thing was to do was to raise money, as I said, for the City of Hope. And they auctioned off a lot of this stuff. And these programs that were signed, they took the programs around. They had all of us sign these programs. As you can see, Phil Necro, Gaylord Perry. There's Tom Pridemore of the Atlanta Falcons, George Jones. Hey, who's that guy?
Oh, the King.
The King, okay, yeah. Reba McEntire. Anyway, we all signed a bunch of these programs, and they were auctioning these programs off for like $200. They went for up to $200 each. Anyway, I got one that's signed by everybody. Garth Brooks, Clint Black, T. Graham Brown, all of these people. And what we're going to do this week at the matches, we're going to have a little drawing, and I'm going to give this program away to.
Now keep your hands off of that. Billy!
Hold on.
Wait a minute, Billy.
Billy!
Tune this guitar a little bit. Hey, Kingfish, this thing's out of tune a little bit.
Hey,
Garth Brooks, it's out of tune. Hey, do you mind if I tune this thing? I'm a professional.
Yeah, we would like you to just put it down and leave.
I just tuned it. All these stars done this. Well, Kingfish, you didn't bring me one. So, what I'm going to do, since you didn't bring me a program of all these superstars. Hey, King. Hey, get out of here, Michael State. Look at here, look at here.
tearing it up, Dave.
What do you think about this? Oh, little...
I can't even tell you what I think about that.
Here's the star, Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, my goodness.
Is that your car, Billy Travis? Are you going to come out here? Am I going to have to show you how crazy you made me, boy? You want some more of this right here, Billy? Hey, Billy Travis! Come on, boy! I'm going to
give you a chance to get out here, or you're not going to be able to drive this car very far. What about it? I'm going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is he coming? I don't see him. Where are you, Billy Travis? Do you want this to keep on happening, boy? Come on! Is he coming, Coach?
I ain't seen him.
I don't see him either. What about it, Travis? You want any more, boy? Are you going to agree to put your name on the line? You want some of me? Come and get it. Walk through the door.
Hey, here's Billy. He's in the studio here.
Where is he?
I didn't see you coming.
They fell. Anybody? One more time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They fell. Get anybody right now. I'll sue him.
You better get out there and put your name on the contract, is what I would say.
I'll sue him right now. I'm going to sue this promotion. I'm going to sue you too, Lois.
He said he would sign. He said he would sign. Coach, if you can hear me, somebody relay to the king. He says he'll sign.
That's the only call I got. How do they expect you to get up and get on?
He said he'll sign.
Get him out here. Tell him
He said you got to come out there. He said you got to come out there.
Oh, he's going to sign him out now.
You signed the match.
I'm going to beat your brains out. Come on, I'm going to beat your brains. How do you expect me to get up down the road? Come on, Billy Travis. Come on and get you some right now, punk. Man, Eddie Mullins, I'm going to beat you to death for telling me. I'm going to beat you to death. That's the only car I got. Well, I don't care how many cars you have. You destroyed my car. Well, hey, you want some more? Hey, don't you hit this. Hey, I'll stop this. Get out of here. Stop it, man! I'll stop! You hit that windshield. Billy, got a bat! I don't care! Come on! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Hey! You're an idiot, Bauer! Yeah! You have
Several times. Everybody heard it. He said he would sign.
He's got a weapon, too! Can you represent the person in the wrestler? You hit the window!
Well, that gives you a little background of what has occurred between Jerry the King Lawler and Billy Joe Travis. And speaking of the King, making his way over, the unified world heavyweight champion, Jerry the King Lawler. And King, I tell you, Billy Joe Travis incensed you. That's as mad as I think I've ever seen you.
Well, I was as mad, I think, as I've ever been. And I just get real mad all over again when I stand back there and I watch that piece of videotape of that little pencil-neck Billy Travis coming out here and taking that guitar that meant so much to me, and then taking that program that I had signed for some fan out here that was going to be, something that could be treasured by somebody. And I sit around and I think, what would make a jerk like Billy Travis do something like this? And then you have to realize that the guy is just so stupid and such a low-life piece of trash that he don't have anything in his life that means anything. Is that right? That's his problem. You need to get a life, Billy Travis. You don't have any friends. You don't have anything that means anything to you. You have no pride in yourself. You have no pride in your profession. And the reason for that is, Billy Travis, is because you are... I got to stop for just a second. I got to be real careful here, Billy Travis. You see, when I look at a jerk like you, the first time I ever laid eyes on that scrawny little body of Billy Travis, I wondered to myself, I said, how can this guy call himself a wrestler? He ought to be arrested for impersonating a professional wrestler. Matter of fact, I remember I said, hey, Billy Travis, you got a string hanging off your shoulder there, and then I realized it was his arm. Now, let me tell you something, Travis. I'm saying all this because I'm laying a little groundwork. You see, what I'm doing is I'm trying to let the people realize what kind of jerk you really are, what kind of low-life individual you really are. Now, I know that when you stand and look in the mirror, You see that scrawny little body of yours, and then you look at the other wrestlers around and you realize, even though your brain is about the size of a black-eyed pea, you still realize in there that you wouldn't have a chance. You wouldn't have a snowball's chance in Hades, brother, if you stepped in the ring with somebody and just tried to go one-on-one with them. Matching up your physical abilities with theirs, you wouldn't have a prayer, and you know it. So what that makes you do, Billy Travis, that makes you be the low-life, stinking, slimy, cheating scumbag that you really are. That makes you know, that's right, that makes you know that if you don't carry a chain in your tights, or if you don't have a guitar to bust over somebody's head, or if you don't have somebody waiting in the back dressing room to bail you out and run in and save your butt when you get in trouble, you know you don't have a chance. Well, let me tell you something, Travis. That makes you real dangerous. And I can almost relate to that because, you see, I'll be the first to admit, I wrestled a lot of guys like Joe LeDuc and like Hulk Hogan and like Andre the Giant and a lot of big guys that when I looked at myself compared to these guys, I knew I was going to have to do anything that it took to win that match. And that's why when I first started out in my career, yeah, I didn't mind pulling out a chain out of my boot, or I didn't mind busting somebody over the head with a foreign object too. And that made me known as probably not the biggest, not the toughest, but probably the most dangerous wrestler that was known anywhere in the country. Everybody knew that when you wrestled the King, he would stop at nothing to win a match. But Billy Travis, that is where the comparisons you and I end. Because you see, I went on and I realized that it took a little more than just being a low-life sneak and cheat and winning matches to make it to the top of this profession. I realized that it took having somebody like these fans right here behind you when you got down in a match, when you were overmatched, when you had somebody bigger than you and you had somebody stronger than you. It took more than just knowing that you had somebody in the dressing room that might come out and try to save you. What it took me to know was that I had hundreds of thousands of fans, little kids like these guys, this Pee Wee football team right here, that are sitting there thinking, this is the King, and we don't want him to let us down. And when you get in that situation, when you know you got some people behind you, you don't want to let them down. And that makes you reach down, Billy Travis, and get whatever it takes to pull out a victory. But you, Billy Travis, you don't have anybody behind you, punk, because you are a low-life individual, and I'm going to tell you this. That's why you have to resort to the guitars and the chains and the friends in the dressing room. Well, this week, Billy Travis, you better have them all. You better have your chains, you better have your guitars, and you better have all your friends in the dressing room, because I'm telling you this. I'm coming for you this week, and I am the man who invented, Billy Travis, all of those little sneaky tricks that you're just now learning. You're looking at the guy that invented about 99% of them. And this week, I'm going to pull out all the stops, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, I'm not going to waste any time with you, punk. I'm going to light you up like a Roman candle, and we're going to see what you look like, streaking across the sky just like some fireworks. So, Billy Travis, get ready, boy. Bring your guitars, your chains, and all your friends, because the King is coming for you this week, and I ain't going to stop until I finish you off, punk.
We'll be back. Coming up on action, the USWA World Tag Team Champions making their way to the studio. Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller. The Golden Boy, the Tennessee Stud. They'll go up against Doug Masters and the Scorpions. It's an expiration of time match. And this should be a good one. World Tag Team Champions, and what champions they are. Just picked up a brand new issue of a wrestling magazine this past week. Ranked them the #1 tag team in the world. Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller. When you think of all the wrestlers that are out there, what a great honor. A national publication to be named #1. And of course, the belts they wear around their waist, the most prestigious World Tag Team belts in the world, the USWA World Tag Team belt. Jeff and Robert, we're ready to go. Jeff's going to start out against Doug Masters. Now, we had the opportunity to see Doug last week. For the first time, quite a reputation with this young man coming out of Portland, Oregon. Ties up with Jeff Jarrett. Arm drag takedown. Masters very quick in the ring and showing that right there. Wearing those purple trunks today. Lock it up, collar and elbow, hip toss. And Masters standing hip toss right there on Jeff Jarrett. There you see Robert Fuller, a little instruction to Jeff. Masters with a little instruction to the Scorpion. One thing about being the World Tag Team Champions is when you step in that ring, you got to be ready for any and everything, because when you're on top, everybody's going to take their best shot. Speaking of which, Masters with a shoulder block into Jarrett. Jeff, nice hip toss coming off. His Scorpion comes into the ring. He gets a little bit of the same medicine. Jeff Jarrett loops him over and down he goes again. And both men on the floor, both Masters and the Scorpion. Jeff Jarrett showing part of the prowess that made him one half of the World Tag Team Champions. Referee starts the count. Doug Masters, Masters being very cautious about coming back in the ring. Now he's a little bit more instruction to the Scorpion. Gonna lock it up with Jeff again. Masters with that arm bar, gonna make the tag. Here comes the Scorpion in, and the Scorpion takes right over on Jeff Jarrett. Nice reversal by Jarrett. Whips it in again. Tag is made. Here comes the big man, the stud, Robert Fuller. And the Tennessee stud puts that big size 15 up alongside the midsection, and there it is again into the Scorpion. Robert, side headlock by the Scorpion. Scorpion grabbing it on. There's a Master selling. Says, grab it in there. Cinch that headlock in there. And Robert Fuller just picked up the Scorpion and just tossed him off, just like he was a bag of garbage. Put him right on the mat. Masters now. Ooh, Doug Masters with a little head slap, acting like a coach over here on the sideline. Side headlock again by the Scorpion on Fuller. Fuller caught. Scorpion putting the pressure on. Locking in that side headlock. This match to the expiration of time here on Championship Wrestling. Fuller going to pick Scorpion up and going to deliver him to the mat again. And again, Scorpion tossed aside. Whoa! Doug Masters makes the tag. Slapped his partner side the face there. Masters telling him, let me get in the ring. I'll show you how it's done. Masters came into the USWA out of the Pacific Northwest, also wrestled up in the Calgary area of Canada. Fuller picks him up. Oh, he held on for dear life, and Fuller goes over. Masters may have used the hair. Referee asking, but Doug Masters refusing to give an answer. Reversal by Fuller. Masters kicking out. And he and Robert lock up in the ring one more time, backs him into the corner. Doug Masters fired up about the opportunity to meet the World Tag Team Champions in this match. Showing by his actions in the ring, whipping Robert across the way and put that elbow in, and the stud is reeling. Doug Masters showing well for himself, throwing a fist or two, slowing down the Tennessee stud. I'll tell you, a little bit more animosity in the actions of Doug Masters this week than we saw last week here on Championship Wrestling. Puts that leg across the back, and he's got Robert down. Fuller staggering, gets to his corner. Tag is made. Here comes Jeff Jarrett. The Jeffer comes in, puts a little steam behind those right hand. Tag made. Scorpion climbs between the ropes. Jeff caught him coming in, slows him down, puts the boot to the midsection, goes for the scoop slam, and down he goes. Jeff Jarrett going to climb those ropes. Scorpion trying to come up. Jarrett off the top rope. Flying body press. This could be it. He wraps him. 2, 3. Yes, sir. The World Tag Team Champions take this fall. Our expiration of time match. Robert Fuller and Jeff Jarrett getting the victory over Doug Masters and the Scorpion. And there you see Masters Oh, boy. Masters a little tongue lashing to the Scorpion.
Hey, I can't believe it! All you idiots out there in TV land, I drove a long ways from the Pacific Northwest. I was kicking butt there. I'm going to be kicking butt here. Now, I heard we got time for 2 out of 3 falls.
It's expiration of time.
So I know, and I guarantee you idiots one thing. I can beat both them punks by myself. I don't need no time. Case closed.
Whoa, strong challenge by Doug Masters. We'll check our time, and we'll get back to more action right here after this on Championship Wrestling. Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum, triple main event card. You want to make your plans to be there. Hair versus mask match. You got a 6-man tag match. And this man right here will be going up against Jerry the King Lawler.
First of all, why don't you just shut your big, fat, stinking jaws? I want to get that camera right over here. Come here. Shut up. Come here, come here. I want you to take a look at all these people around here. Shine that camera over there. Michael St. John, Jerry Lawler talking about all these people behind him. Well, if you were behind me, the only time I'd want you to behind me is when I get in my car and back up over your little... Hey, I'll come and knock all you little skinny punks out.
For interview time.
I know it's my time. If I want to buy more time, I can do it. So, Jerry Lawler, don't you ever compare me to you punks. I want you to take a look at your body, and you take a look at my body. I go to the gym every day. I train hard. I've been in this business a long time, this wrestling business, and I worked so hard for what I got. I've got a lot of things you say I don't have nothing, but I do. And now, the only thing you're right about, I am dangerous. I'm a dangerous man. And I'm going to be $2,300 dangerous because I am going to beat your brains out, punk. I promise you in Memphis, Tennessee, and the only thing you're going to see is your face on the end of this fist. I promise you so much. Hey, I'm not finished. You know, Kingfish, I got my windows fixed. And it cost $2,300. I got... You're lucky I don't sue you. You're real lucky. You talking about that stinking guitar you got, $100 guitar? Well, that's $2,300 of my money. Garth Brooks, Pudgy Garth, and the guy who sings that thing, Hailing Time, that Clem Black. If they were real singers like Madonna and my girlfriend Paul Abdul and Melly Vanelli, that's real singers. Well, I promise you, Mr. Lawler, and I hate you stinking guts, man. I hate you with all my heart. Every time I drive my car, I see your stinking face. I promise you, Monday night, brother, I'm going to knock your face down your throat. I promise you, because I am a mad man. That's right, I'm a dangerous man. Get out of my...
Well, I think one thing is for sure, what he says about being a madman is true more ways than one. Billy Joe Travis, I don't know about him. Ooh. Billy Joe taking his time before he leaves the studio. Monday night, of course, Mid-South Coliseum, all that action. Be sure to make your plans for be there. The USWA, by the way, will be on tour throughout the area. We want to make your plans to be in Drummond, Tennessee next Saturday, 7:30 at Drummond Elementary School. Big superstar card coming there. And speaking of the superstar, he'll be there. Superstar Bill Denby and many others in Drummond next Saturday night. Also next Saturday night in Jonesboro, Arkansas, 8 o'clock at the Earl Bell Community Center. Lawler, Jarrett, Fuller, ladies match $1 off of advance tickets, Front Page Cafe next Saturday night in Jonesboro, Arkansas. USWA will be coming to Clarksdale, Mississippi on Friday, November 1st. Civic Auditorium at 7:30. Stretcher match signed for that card. Lawler, Travis, Mantell, Dirty White Boy, Danny Davis and many more. Get $1 off advance tickets at the police department in Clarksdale, Mississippi for the action on Friday, November 1st. USWA headed to Blytheville, Arkansas, also on Friday, November 1st. Handsome Jimmy Valiant will be there. Robert Fuller, Jeff Jarrett, all that action coming up. National Guard Armory, Blytheville, Arkansas on Friday, November 1st. Box office will open at noon. $1 off advance tickets in Blytheville, Arkansas. Whoa, wait a minute.
You told me, or you just told that camera right there that Jimmy Valiant's going to be in Blytheville, Arkansas.
I was just
Let me
handed
tell you
this.
something. You tell Eddie Marlin to put me on that card because I'm coming after Flea and I'm going to beat his brains out.
Well, that was just handed this. I don't want any trouble, dog.
I'll be there. Jimmy, bring Flea with you.
Whoa. I had a feeling that when I saw that on the monitor, I had a feeling that would bring a reaction, but boy, did it ever bring it quick. That will be in Blytheville, Arkansas on Friday, November 1st. Big card of action coming there, the National Guard Armory. Also the USWA in South Haven, Mississippi, Thursday, November 7th. Jerry the King Lawler will be in South Haven at South Haven High School, Thursday, November 7th. Also the USWA will be in West Memphis, Arkansas on Friday, November 8th. The King will be there at West Junior High School, and speaking of the King, he's headed our way. Also, Paragould, Arkansas on November 15th, and Germantown, Tennessee on Friday, November 22nd. Boy, oh boy, getting a little crazy out here, King.
Yeah, it is. When you got crazy people coming out here, it will get a little crazy. You know, Billy Travis, I sit back there and I watch you come out here, and you are so full of ignorance that it's coming out of your mouth. Now, you obviously misunderstood something. And if you did, it worries me that possibly somebody out there watching might have misunderstood something, too. I am not comparing you to me, Billy Travis. You can't hold a candle to me, punk, and I want you to know that. So don't think that I am comparing you in any way, shape, form, or fashion to me. All I am telling you, Billy Travis, is that you are a low-life, stinking slime bag, and when I get my hands on you, I'm going to make all of these people out here that you like to knock and that you like to try to put down, I'm going to make them real happy. Because Monday night, boy, I'm going to do something to you that you ain't going to like. And if you think $2,300 for some busted up little windshields was bad, that ain't nothing compared to the hospital bill that you're going to have after Monday night, I promise.
Jerry the King Lawler answering Billy Joe Travis, and of course all that action Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Hey, when you see the USWA coming your way, make your plans to be there. See the best in professional wrestling. It says wrestling, you see it here in the USWA. Yes, King.
Is this jacket right here?
Yeah, it is. I don't know.
I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, Billy Travis. I'm going to wear this to the ring Monday night, and then I'm going to do something real special to it, and then I'm going to do something real special to you, punks, so you just be ready. This is going to be first, and you're going to be second Monday night.
Whoa, it's getting hot. Let's take a break. We'll be back with more after this. For our second fall expiration of time match, Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller, the USWA World Tag Team Champions, won fall number 1, and ready to start it off. Scorpion getting his start against Jeff Jarrett. Well, Doug Masters had said earlier that he could beat both of these guys single-handedly. I find that very, very hard to believe. I think that would be a major, major upset. That would be like Middle Tennessee State beating Florida State in football. I tell you, that would be an upset. Speaking of upsets, here comes Doug Masters. He claps his hands, makes it sound like a tag. Referee had his back turned on Robert Fuller, and Masters going after Jeff Jarrett. Whoa, snaps his head from behind. Doug Masters going right after Jeff. I'll say this for Masters. He's obviously coming into this USWA area with one aspect in mind, or one aspiration in mind, and that's to make a name for himself. And I think he probably seeks that opportunity right here. Snap suplex, and Jeff goes down. Masters drops the knee across the head, and Jeff Jarrett caught in the whirlwind of an onslaught by Doug Masters. Jeff looking for the tag, and Doug keeping right on him, not giving him much room to breathe. Doug Masters right after Jeff Jarrett. Hope you have the opportunity to get out and see the USWA when it comes your way. Masters missed, following through with that elbow, and Jeff Jarrett very alertly moved out of the corner, and Doug Masters rammed that elbow into the turnbuckle. Jeff looking to make the tag, and does. Robert Fuller in. Scorpion tags in on his team, and Fuller right away goes right after the Scorpion, puts him in the rope, caught him, clothesline coming off, and the Tennessee Stud loading that right hand and firing away on the Scorpion. Fuller now not giving much room for the Scorpion to breathe. A little tit for tat there in the ring. Back body drop, Scorpion down. Fuller puts the elbow across the chest, goes for that cover. He's got him down. 1, 2, 3 in the second fall. Goes to Jeff and Robert. Jeff Jarrett, Robert Fuller take the second fall. Expiration of time match here on Championship Wrestling. And Masters berating the Scorpion. And Scorpion heads to the dressing room. Doug Masters heading over here to the desk. Hey! Trouble, get up here.
Let me tell you something. Where I come, I'm not used to you getting beat on TV. And let me tell you something. I got a big, bad partner that I'm going to get on the phone with as soon as I get back in the locker room. I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm going to call him up. And I guarantee you next Saturday, Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller, nothing will look better than them belts around my waist and my partner's waist. So you better get in the gym and get in shape. I guarantee you, boys, me and my partner are coming after you.
Doug Masters with some strong words to Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller, saying he is bringing in a partner he's going to call in, so we'll have to wait and see. Let's see now. Let's take a break. We'll check our time, and we'll be back with more here on Championship Wrestling. Real quick reminder, next Saturday at 2 o'clock at Airport Toyota, Jerry the King Lawler, there'll be free wrestling, Bill Dundee, the New Kids, and many more. Airport Toyota next Saturday at 2 o'clock. We'll tell you more about that next week. Have some very special guests in the studio with us this morning. Want to say hi to the South Haven Gators Pee Wee football team, and there they are. They're unbeaten, part of the South Haven Pee Wee Football Association. Glad to have you guys with us. And here comes the superstar, Bill Dundee, coming out to say hello, and I'm sure he'll greet these young fellas. I don't know if Bill ever was a Pee Wee football player. I know he probably played a little rugby here and there, but here's one tough customer when it comes to professional wrestling. And Monday night, here at the Mid-South Coliseum, you and Dutch Mantell in a sort of a strange situation, putting your hair up against the I call it the Texas Outlaws.
Michael, let me just say this real short and sweet. We all know why the Texas Outlaws are here, and we all know who they were before they put them stupid masks on. And we all know who told them to put the stupid mask on. It was Eric Embry. Now, he thinks he runs Texas, or he did run Texas, I don't know. Now he comes up this area, Tennessee, Memphis, the superstar in the King's hometown for as many years as we can remember, and he thinks he's going to take over. Well, you're wrong, brother. Now, think of this, Eric. It's a violation to get beat in a loser-leave town and then come back under a mask. And if somebody gets the mask off, then you got to go again, because you're not supposed to be here in the first place. Did you bother to tell them two clowns that? No, I don't think so. I think you just told them, come on back, boys. You're with Eric Embry. You can do anything you want. Well, that's wrong, brother, because Dirty Dutch Mantell and yours truly is going to put a screeching halt to that Monday night. Now, I know we went to Eddie, and it's kind of like we're sticking our nose in. That's right, Embry, because I don't like you, punk. And then here was a stipulation, though. Well, I'll say one thing for you, Eric. I bet you come up with this. Make them put their hair on the line. And if you shave either one of them, they'll leave town because they'll be too embarrassed. Well, let me tell you something, punk. There's only one guy ever cut this hair, and that was Jerry Lawler. Neither you, the Texas Outlaws, are man enough to lace his boots. Never mind cut my hair, boy. That's right. Now, Dirty Dutch Mantell and me know what the stipulation is. And I've had this shaved, and it's no great feeling walking down the street. But like I said, it was a real man that did that. You can't do it. They can't do it. So Tuesday morning, brother, they're going to be on a Greyhound bus back to Dallas, Texas, because we're taking that mask off. Then Eddie Marlin's going to fight them, and that's all I got to say. Oh, no, it ain't. Embry, You're next, Punk. Me and Dutch makes a real good team. We've been teaming around here a long time. So you get you a partner, then maybe we'll see what we do to you. But I guarantee the masks are gone.
Superstar Bill Dundee, Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum. That's going to be one of the big matches you're going to see. Let's run down the entire card for Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. It'll open up with the Dog of War and sit with the opportunity to try to find handsome Jimmy Valiant, but he'll have to get through the Dirty White Boy first. That'll be the opening match, Dog of War against Dirty White Boy. After that, new kid Brian Christopher will take on Doug Masters. I must say Masters has been impressive in his starts here in the USWA. That will be on the card Monday night. Then the rookie comes into the area to meet Coco Beware. The Coco, I'm sure, will have Frankie with him. Coco Beware against the rookie. Then the first of three big main events, as Bill was just talking about. It's hair versus mask. Superstar Bill Dundee, Dirty Dutch Mantell take on the Texas Outlaws. We'll find out for sure if they're the barroom brawlers or not, if Bill and Dutch can take those masks off. Also, next main event, six-man tag action, and boy, this is a big one. Jeff Jarrett, Robert Fuller, and Eddie Marlin comprise one team. They will take on Eric Embry, Dr. Tom Pritchard, and Driver Tony, better known as Tony Falk. Six-man tag battle, and I'll tell you, that one has just escalated into a pure and outright war. After all that's over, this one I want to see. This next one has got to be one of the wildest matches I think we'll ever see. Jerry the King Lawler against Billy Joe Travis. You saw what happened with the guitar. You saw what happened with the car. It'll all come to a head Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. And I detected one thing in what Jerry Lawler was saying. He said he's going to light up Billy Joe Travis like a Roman candle. I think you know what that means. All that action coming up Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Make your plans to be there. We're going to check our time. We'll be back right after this on Championship Wrestling. Checking our time, I don't think we've got enough time to get another fall started, so let's recap what happened today here on Championship Wrestling. Flamboyant Eric Embry and Dr. Tom Pritchard were victorious in their match over Freezer Thompson and his partner. And I got to say, after the match, I think what occurred after the match probably more significant in that Eric Embry obviously trying to recruit Freezer Thompson right here on television. Freezer saying he didn't want to have anything to do with it. Eric warning him, told him he better mark it down on his calendar because he's going to pay for that. So we'll just have to see what's going on. I'll say this much for Freezer Thompson. He has really come on strong as of late in the USWA. I don't know what's gotten into him, but he is coming on real strong. World Tag Team Champions Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller looking real good. They continue to mark up the wins. They took two straight falls over Doug Masters and the Scorpion. And Doug Masters, I'll say, that's one thing I will say about Doug Masters. He's come into the USWA out of the Pacific Northwest, and in the past 2 weeks, from what I can tell, he is a tough customer. He has promised one thing, and that is he's bringing in his new partner and will be here next week right here on television. So we'll have to wait and see what Doug Masters, or who Doug Masters is going to bring in with his partner as his partner. And if he's as tough as Masters is, that could be a very formidable tag team. Also next week, I guess we'll find out if Bill Dundee or Dutch Mantell will be sporting a new haircut. They've got the hair versus mask match against the Texas Outlaws. If not, maybe we'll find out for sure if the Texas Outlaws are indeed the barroom brawlers, and if they are, it's bye-bye Outlaws for a while. Monday night, the Mid-South Coliseum, by the way, boy, those three matches, those three main events are tops. That hair versus mask match, also the six-man tag, Eddie Marlin, Jeff Jarrett, and Robert Fuller going against Flamboyant Eric Embry, Dr. Tom Pritchard, and Tony Falk. And after what Eric Embry has done to Eddie Marlin, and this is a deep-rooted rivalry's not the word. It's been a war. But come Monday night, with Jarrett and Fuller in his corner, Eddie Marlin says he'd just like one shot with that right hand on the mouth of Flamboyant Eric Embry to shut him up. Well, I guess time will tell. And Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum, that'll come to a head. Speaking of coming to a head, Jerry the King Lawler and Billy Joe Travis are going to climb through the ropes, and I don't know if the Coliseum can hold it, but it will be wild come Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Dave Brown will be back next week. Hope you've enjoyed all the action. Hope you plan to join us here on television next week on Championship Wrestling, and make your plans to be with us Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum for all the great wrestling action from the USWA. For all the folks here from the USWA, I'm Michael St. John. So long, everyone.